Whether it's by dog or by cane, visually impaired New Yorkers have more travel options than ever before. Accessible pedestrian signals make it easier than ever to cross streets, especially when they have irregular patterns.
Tell me when it's time to cross. No, you've got a don't walk sign.
There's a clue you don't know about.
You don't know, that's right.
Click and Go is a beta website where users pick starting and endpoints and get a step-by-step list of instructions and a downloadable MP3 file to play on the go.
Welcome to Click and Go Wayfinding Maps. Directions for location.
Tech-savvy smartphone users can download all kinds of GPS apps. Seeing Eye Look Around One tells users what's in the neighborhood.
It says that there's a D'Agostino's grocery store, D'Agostino's supermarket, about 25 feet away from where I'm standing. It's pretty cool.
Seeing Eye GPS can be used with an iPhone or a braille display.
And I'm going to type in subway, and of course I'll be confronting the perennial question of whether I'm going to get a transit stop or a sandwich.
But it's not without problems.
It is giving me really bad advice right now, which is to go through the park.
Oh, got it.
So, I'm going to go ahead and click recalculate.
Sometimes these apps don't work well because we're in what they call the urban canyon, with so many tall buildings around. They go in and out of good signals.
Or you can get an equipment malfunction.
I had a crash. My app quit without warning. Sadly. Oh, but look! History! MTA Subway. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Thank you.
Sometimes taking a cab is just a whole lot easier. Blind Square is an app that tells you where you're going, so you don't get taken for a ride.
Gym/fitness center, New York Sports Club. About 84 feet.
Now,
Crossing of 3rd Avenue and East 41st.
it'll be interesting to see.
We crossed 42nd there.
Oh, we'll
Crossing of
see.
3rd Avenue and East 42nd Street.
And when you arrive at your destination, NYC taxis have accessible payment systems.
Fare $12.50. Extra $1.
I didn't know that was an audio option,
Tax
but okay.
$0.50.
But we still have a long way to go.
If you look at this pedestrian island, for example, a blind person has no idea when they're on the island and off the island, back in a crosswalk or back in a bike lane.
Blind person's going to come to the corner and feel the curb here and stop. And they're going to wait to listen to traffic to know when to start across the street. But what they're going to be hearing is that there's not traffic in the lane immediately in front of them. They may hear people standing and conversing, and they're going to hear traffic almost 2 lanes ahead of them.
So we want to have rumble strips installed on the ground that would tell a blind person when they're going into the line of traffic or when they're entering one. We also want the New York City DOT website to have an audible aspect to it so that blind New Yorkers can hear postings made that change street contours or modify one-way streets. And then lastly, we want more audible pedestrian signals so that when a pedestrian reaches a crosswalk, they will hear by pressing a button whether or not the traffic light is red or green, whether they can walk or not.
And then, of course, there's that age-old question.
I mean, how much is that going to cost?
The cost is not significant, but I have to tell you something. Even though the cost is not significant, this is an issue that has to be addressed. And we're not going to, did we ever say that compliance with the American with Disabilities Act was going to be indefinitely postponed? No. We said that compliance with the American with Disabilities Act was the law of the country and was the intent of our legislators back when.
This is all about pedestrian safety, and I can't think of anything that's more important.
I understand also that when the city constructed pedestrian plazas, they were constructed to be pedestrian friendly. Well, blind people are pedestrians.
This is a presentation of the Computer Center for Visually Impaired People at Baruch College in New York City.